Hello, Joe McRogers here, grief specialist. If you are here, chances are you or someone that you love is navigating grief. So first of all, let me say this. I see you and I honor your courage for even clicking on a video like this. So today I want to share something that might shift how you think about doing your grief work entirely. Because here's the thing, grief work isn't just about trudging through the pain. It's actually an equation to grieve and to find a way to bring love and joy back into your life. So let me explain this. When we think about grief, we often naturally focus on all of the hard stuff, the tears, the memories, the hurt, the should-haves, the longing for what was. And yes, that part of grief is real and it's heavy, but grievers usually don't need help recognizing the pain. You feel it every day. You have that part already figured out. What's harder to recognize is the potential of what comes next. Grief isn't just about what you've lost, it's also about what you still have. What can you create? Grief work is a long game because grief is not an event, it is a process. Let me know in the comments if you agree that grief is a process. And please tell us, where are you at in this journey? When you engage in grief work, what you're really doing is preparing your head, your heart, and your reality for something new. You're making space for love and joy to quietly re-enter your life. Not to replace what you've lost, but to exist alongside it. That's the magic of being human. We can hold both. The pain of the past and the promise of the future. These thoughts are not mutually exclusive and they can coexist at some point. But grief tells us lies, and one of the first lies it tells us is that we will never feel better. So please beware this lie as the nature of grief. So let me ask you this. What if grief work wasn't about fixing your pain, but about honoring it? And in honoring it, you can create room for something else, something new, for connection, for the future, for moments that remind you that life still has beauty, even though it's different now. It's not about denying your grief or rushing through it. It's about letting it teach you, because grief does have nuggets of wisdom. At some point, it can remind us of what matters the most. The love we've shared, the joy we've known, and that love and that joy, it's still a possibility. It's just waiting for an invitation. And I get it. Many of you are going to call BS on this, but please just entertain the thought that I have witnessed thousands of hours of people changing their grief to include love and joy and new reference points in their lives. So, how do you start inviting love and joy back into your life while you're grieving? Well, it begins with really small intentional steps. Maybe it's journaling about a happy memory, or going for a walk in a place that brings you peace, or simply sitting with your grief and saying, I'm listening to you. And you don't have to do it alone. Finding a community of people who understand can be so helpful. People who can walk alongside you, people who can inspire you. This makes such a difference in how you are processing your grief. This is why I am so passionate about creating spaces where grievers can connect and grow and, yes, even learn to practice finding joy again. So please, grief work isn't just about working through the hard stuff. I bet you are already there. It's about building a life where love and joy can flourish again alongside this loss that has changed you. And please, you deserve that. You deserve to feel alive, even in the face of loss. Because the truth is, grief doesn't diminish your capacity to love or to find joy. And I will boldly and humbly suggest, if anything, grief at some point can expand your capacity to fully live in love. And I know that this is a truly challenging concept, and you may be ready to dismiss me in this belief, but please know I've witnessed this so many times. I have experienced it personally, and I recognize that it is a massive ask on my part for you to trust this process. But what choice do you have? What is more appealing? Staying stuck in your grief and letting it limit your life, or embracing doing your grief work to allow both your grief and your loving future to coexist? So again, I thank you for spending this time with me today. And if this message resonated with you at all, please consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear this. And if you're ready to take the next step in your grief journey, use your intuition to know if you're ready. And please check out the resources that I've linked in the comments and the end of this video. And please remember, you are not alone, and that there is much love and joy waiting for you on the other side of this work. And while you figure out how to do your work, I send you kind thoughts, kind words, and a kind heart. Thank you. Take good care, and I'll see you next time.